Welcome to another edition of our BDPA Tech and Career Talks. I am your National Tech and Career Talk leader, Devin Jenkins. Serve as a U.S. and Canada U-Scan Enterprise Operations IT business partner at GE Healthcare, also the founder and CEO of Share the Vibes LLC. I'm located here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm glad to have you with us from wherever you're joining us from today. I know we have a lot of people in the room live today from all over and even further watching on YouTube. So if you're here on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, comment below. Share this with someone who needs to hear this. Make sure you get 10 people to come with you to the conference so you're not alone by yourself. Plus ones are allowed as long as they register. So thank you for being here with us today. We're going to have a great time today talking about everything you need to know as we get ready for our 50th anniversary celebration for BDPA at BDPACON25. So we have some special people talking about everything that's going on today. I know far more than I do, so can't wait to get into it. But before then, just want to give you a little bit of background on BDPA as well as this platform, so you have some context in case it's your first time with us. But BDPA, Black Data Processing Associates, was established in 1975 as an organization focused on building the African American talent pipeline in the IT industry. We have a focus on developing computer programming skills and soft skills to prepare our youth, especially middle and high school students, for careers in IT, but also provide a forum for those at the collegiate level and those working in the industry to continue to expand their networks and build their skills so they can continue to build their careers in the industry. Our mantra is advancing careers from the classroom to the boardroom. These Tech and Career Talks take place second and fourth Friday of each month for the most part. Sometimes we have a little bit of a switch like today. I think this is our first Friday of the month. And the rest of August, we take a break because we got the conference and everybody just needs time to unwind. But we'll be back in September with the same content we usually bring you. But we have a range of speakers talking about a number of topics. Some might be AI and cyber and hard skill focused. Some are as soft as how to work with jerks. So we give you a wide range of topics to give you things that you can take value with you in your careers, whether you're a student looking to get into the field, you're a senior executive managing multi-million-dollar and billion-dollar companies, or you're retired and just want to stay relevant. We give you something that everybody can take some value from. So glad to have you with us. That's my spiel. Make sure you go to conference.bdpa.org and register if you haven't already. Conference.bdpa.org. Get registered for this year's conference. I'll put it in the chat here shortly, and we're going to get into today's conversation. But today we have our esteemed conference co-chairs for BDPA Con 25, Ms. Judy Lane, Mr. Akil Bektemba. So excited to have you all with us today. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Good morning.
Good. Glad, man. We're what less than 2 weeks away. I think we're about 12 days out. Man, yeah, quickly approaching. How y'all feeling?
Excited, super excited. This is the 50th, so it's going to be a monster, man. We have been working hard. There's a huge team behind us that I think has pushed the envelope on what can happen and what will happen. We're taking it to another level. Obviously, with 50 years, we want to see another 50 years. So this is an exciting time, and I'll pass it to Judy to give her insight.
It has truly been a labor of love. Like Akil said, the conference team are phenomenal, and and to know that this is not something that I was used to, but the people that came out to support, to give their support because they believe in the mission, is truly a blessing. So we rocking and rolling, and even if I didn't know something or Akil didn't know, we have a phenomenal team that we could just rely on to take the ball and say, this is what we need to do and take it from there. So we're truly best. Truly,
and we have a huge foundation, right? I mean, 50 years is 50 years, and folks that that planned these things before us gave us a really solid foundation to step on and to build off of. So So yeah, we can't say enough about that part. But this year is going to be fun. We're doing some amazing things. We're going from a bunch of locations as far as where we're going to be doing some activities. We're going to be at the Computer Museum, which
Yeah.
I don't think that people really know how awesome that place is, but you will find out once we get there. And then obviously our host hotel and where we usually do it is going to be great, and they've accommodated some amazing things for us there. So looking forward to this event.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited, and I love the dichotomy of the co-chairs this year. We have Judy, who's no stranger to BDPA, has been doing this for quite some time and left her mark on the organization already. And then Akil, who's relatively new to the organization, which I think that kind of started with the Tech and Career Talks a few years ago. So I love the different perspectives, bringing some fresh energy in, but making sure we're honoring the legacy as well. So maybe just to kick us off, having those two different perspectives. What's your favorite BDPA conference memory? I want to hear from both of them.
I'll let you go, Judy.
Well, I have I have several memories. One is always the opening ceremony with Wayne Hicks. I mean, that's always going to be my heart because, he will open it up and, when he announced all the chapters, Memphis in the house and everybody in the room, whether it's, 500 or 1,000, we are cheering. They come across and they're cheering them on. Memphis, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Atlanta, but the students get all excited, you know what I'm saying, that pump up their pride. And that's one of my favorite memories. And another memory I have, being a past national, um I said national, dear God, a past local chapter president at the New York chapter. And one of the things we did as national presidents, we used to sit at the table, right? We were all part of the national board of directors. And, we fed off of each other, whether it's best practice or, how someone would give recommendations on how to run their organizations. And, every night we would, well, I should say in the evening, people use golf or basketball to gather. Well, we gather playing cards and, we'd be at the table, building strategy on what we're going to do at the next board meeting. And, so at this particular time, we had a strategy in place of everything we're going to do and how we were going to vote. And one of the people must have gotten wind of what we were doing. So when we got to the meeting, they came with do's and don'ts as to why this particular proposal amendment should pass. And I knew that we already agreed that we were going to reject it. And all I could tell you is that they didn't. They all got punked out, and they know who they are. They got punked out on me, and I was the only one that says, I reject. So they knew from then that New York was in the house, that we were not going to take no punks. But those are some of my favorite memories. I have a lot of beautiful memories, BDPA, but those are some of the two that will always be in my heart.
For me, and I'm glad you made the distinction, because I being newer to BDPA, probably, for 4 years maybe or so, the perspective that I had coming in, my first BDPA conference, I came in and I was like, oh my gosh, I had never been to a tech conference before. I have been in workforce development for a long time prior to that, but never been to a tech conference and never been to a Black tech conference. And so this was like eye-opening. The crowd was big. The functionality of the conference from the organizers was really in sync. There was it was just an energy. It was an energy there. And I think that the things that stuck out to me the most, my favorite parts, was the pitch competition. Love seeing the pitch competition and seeing folks put their new ideas and their companies out there, and see the BDPA community really wrapping around them. and giving them the right advice, giving them, really giving them the cheat code to how to succeed in their business and how to take their businesses to a whole nother level. And a lot of those folks were young, right? College students and just out of college and young professionals. And so that was a huge thing. The other thing that comes straight to mind was was one of the workshops where they were using AI and using the robotics in the medical healthcare stuff. I think maybe J&J did that, but there was something that was, they were doing it and the energy in there. The EA sports, the video game, the gaming competition was super cool, and then really just the energy around, from the young to the well seasoned members of BDPA. I think it just, there's just this energy, and everybody is there for the mission of moving, Black tech forward. So those are some of the things just from my kind of, being new to the space, that really drew me in, and I haven't left. I'm going to probably be a member forever and be part of, what we're doing going forward. So those are some really fun things that I think that I've seen, and it's Black brilliance, it's innovation, it's community support, it's all of these things wrapped together, and it's going to be that way for the next 50. So we're excited about what's coming.
Man, I love hearing the stories and the vastly different perspectives you have. Judy got into some of the politics at play, and if you've been to any conference with any organization, you know how that goes down. But then I mean, from the church to frats and sororities, it's everywhere. And then we get into Akil, who's seen some of the more innovative things that have happened in the more recent year, which is a testament to the legacy of BDPA as we celebrate year 50. So I'm super excited to hear those perspectives. So we look back now, looking forward to BDPACON25. Now, what are you most excited about? What are you looking forward to the most at this year's conference?
I know that I'm looking forward to practically the number one thing I always look forward to is the reunion. It's a whole year. We see people and interact, especially on the Zoom and everything. But to see everyone in person, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to. Of course, we have a lot of different things in place. With with a legacy of pace setting innovations. So of course, we have the pitch competition, right? We have our sites programs and our sites programs, the high school computer competition was started back in 1986, and our IT showcase was started back in 1993. So now we expand, right? We still have our signature programs, but we also have the esports competition. I'm very excited about that because the gaming design is not only with as an individual, but now they're as teams, just like the concept of the computer competition. The teams will collaborate and build a gaming design. I'm excited about the robotics competition and also the youth technology called STEAM Blitz. That's exciting because that's middle school students, and they will also have the opportunity to build robotics using JavaScript. So that's really exciting as well. The other thing, in addition to the competition, is the activities that we will have, whether it's Molson Coors, Pies restaurants, and that's sponsored by Prolifics. We also have the preliminary sessions, and I cannot forget the excitement of having we have our opening ceremony, Dr. Pegas, and we also have different workshop speakers, a lot of different workshop speakers who will be giving great information. So we're excited about that because they're coming with we used the workshop for presenters to come out to give them an opportunity to share their research or something that will take our audience to the next level, right? And especially the technology workshops, we will definitely have that. Those are again some of our signature programs. We also have the career fair And we love, the one thing we love about the career fair is watching some of our young people, because what's unique about our career fair is that young people, when they normally submit resumes, it goes into a black hole. Our sponsors know the limitations that most young people may have in submitting a resume, so they, come on spot, come at the conference and will interview. And watching a lot of them young people come out to say, wow, I got an internship, and the excitement there. So all of that, we have a lot of things going on, and of course our plenary sessions. But the most important thing is always the reunion, just seeing everybody and just, hugging, especially people you haven't seen in a long time.
I love that, and I think Judy nailed it. She laid it all out for us as far as what's to expect and what's coming in the future. I think the only thing that I would add to that would be just the intergenerational conversations, right? I love when you have an organization that's been around, as long as BDPA has, and the constant or consistent membership from those who are veterans in the industry, and then their ability to connect with the next generation, right? We have this Generation Z meeting the industry legends happening at BDPA, and it really is the formula for the future. And so I'm super excited about that. Judy talked about the speakers. We have some amazing speakers that we're going to have. We have some unique angles and some unique speakers that are coming in that that address our communities in different ways than maybe traditionally, right? We have a group from Dream.org. Kashif Wizard is going to be one of the speakers, and he's from Dream.org. He's the national director of the innovation and technology for Dream.org, which is a national organization working in the justice impacted space. We have Dr. Pagis, as Judy talked about, who's going to be another major speaker, who's herself an advocate in disability and works very closely in med tech. So there is all these kind of different angles that we're bringing that I think this year is going to be, a real highlight to the BDPA legacy. And so we're looking forward to that happening.
You all touched on so much that you're excited for this year's conference, and I love to hear. Now, one thing that I love about BDPA, because it's easy to go to a tech conference. I've been to a number of them, but it's easy to go to a tech conference and come away with all these nuggets around how to be, just the best employee you can be, to be the best technologist you can be. But BDPA does a good job. If you really listen to what Judy just said, there's a big focus on being creators at BDPA. It's not just being consumers of technology and consumers of all these things that's happening, but BDPA and this conference specifically really positions our members and attendees to come away with tools to be creators and innovators with these technologies. You talk about high school coding competition. Esports is not just who can play Madden the best, but who can come up with a gaming concept that could potentially be something that goes to be commercialized and marketed, that turns into revenue streams for these students. So many phenomenal things happening here. I love the focus on being creators in addition to being consumers of technology. That's critical. So that is a perfect segue into our theme for this year. A legacy of pace-setting innovations, showing honor and reverence to our co-founder, Mr. Earl Pace, who himself was a technology entrepreneur and had the foresight and the vision to establish an organization to do these things, 50 years later. So thinking about legacy of pace-setting innovation, we talked about it. You look at Akil's background. This is our 50th anniversary as an organization, which is a testament to the work and the value that the org is putting in. Because not everyone makes it to 50 years. This is a huge milestone. So that being said, with this being our golden anniversary celebration, how has this year's conference been, put together, and the experience has been curated in a way that honors our 50-year legacy and our history, while also keeping our members and attendees at the forefront of new technologies and staying relevant as we move forward into our next chapter?
Well, the topics that our workshop leaders are sharing, it's really important for our community to stay on top of emerging technology. And the most important thing that we're bringing is the cutting edge, such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cybersecurity. We have topics on business intelligence and big data. So that's what the first thing that we think is those interactive and community workshops. Another thing that's unique about this particular conference, we're having Cyberfeud, right? Where we're looking at interactive events where we are talking about just like Family Feud, where we'll have different topics. Cyberfeud is going to do the same thing. Another thing we'll be doing is the code sip and repeat at the museum, right? And one of the things I like about introducing cutting edge technology is that those who are members have these unique ideas on how to push everything forward, right? When you first came to the organization, Devin, who would have thought that you would be doing the tech and career talk? And Jason had the idea of the code sip and repeat. I think of an audacious and member, Kareem. He was one of my protégés. He not only did he, Naeem and Brandon, they also took the knowledge of everything they learned, and they started some of their own companies with themselves, like Spatial Grow, which is one of the other activities that will be taking place at the conference. And the other thing too that I could think about pushing the technology is our young people, right? We partnered with Hands in Learning, esports, STEAM sports, and we also partnered with, in addition to Spatial Grow, Dr. Wolf. And because we partnered with those programs, we are able to offer artificial inspired robotics program. We got a gaming design. And of course, the IT showcase is incorporating next level technology within their research presentations. So because of that, that's taken our young people to the next level.
I love that. And just to add, I mean, I think this year is a masterclass in balance, right? And so I think that, the fact that we have all of this amazing programming, and then we definitely have kind of the opportunity for people to network, for people to get, involved. You mentioned the career fair, and the fact that, unlike most career fairs, people are going to leave with something, right? You're not just going to leave with some business cards. You're not going to just drop your resume into the black hole. You're actually going to leave with something. So we really are excited about that. It's built on the pillars of BDPA, which is legacy and leadership, right? And so I think that, just to add to what Judy said, I think this is going to be a special year because of those things. And, it'll be the building blocks for the next 50 years.
I love all of that. And you mentioned a lot in there, and I want to give us a chance to go a little bit deeper there with some of the topics we're really going to get into at this year's conference. So now BDPACon every year has world-class speakers. You've already talked about some of the things we can expect. But for the listeners, for the viewers on YouTube right now who have no clue what to expect the BDPACon, so what are some of the highlights of this year's lineup, specifically of speakers, panels, and workshops?
I'll let you start, Akil. I got to look that up myself because I know we have so many. We have.
Well, while she gets you the actual speakers, I just will say that it's we have a powerhouse of speakers, and there's going to be as we were just talking about, there's going to be some different angles that relate to and connect to technology in ways that traditionally we may not have even thought of it. We also are going to have some folks there that are going to be adding to the conversation, whether it be in a panel or other ways that, even in the hallway. I mean, there's going to be this type of energy around the conference that, a lot is going to happen on the stage for sure. But there's going to be a lot happening around every aspect of the conference, whether it's at the code sip and repeat, whether it's at we talked about the pitch competition. There's judges that we have this year that we didn't have before that's going to be involved in the pitch competition. There's going to be, so all of these kind of influencers and experts and folks with different expertise. And the fact is that we get to learn also from the youth, right? If we go in there thinking that we're only going to teach them, then we're making a mistake and we're missing an opportunity. They're going to teach us a whole bunch too. So whether they're, whether speakers or just, just kind of the camaraderie and the connection, it's going to be great. Judy, you look like you're ready to talk about who we got coming up. No?
I want to really do this justice by sharing some of the topics that the speakers are going to have. We have and I goes from from Bruce Kennedy. He's from Cardinal Health. He's going to speak about agentic AI workshop from prompts to action. We have Keith Scott. He's going to be, he's from Atlanta, actually. He's leading with intelligence, harnessing agentic AI as your assistants. State Farm, Victor Montgomery speaking on building a lasting legacy, how tech careers empower community. Dr. Aneke, Joseph Aneke, he's a professor at Hampton. He's going to speak on Gen AI and Python in computing education. Mary Chandre, she's going to speak on AI enhancing cybersecurity. And Mr. Daniel is going to speak on the future of IT leadership, strategy for building high-performing teams. And that's all on Thursday. Friday, we're going to have Mr. Samuel Davis talking about driving the future innovation in automotive and aerospace technology. Rosalind McCulloch will speak on finding your niche in cybersecurity. Dr. Pat Perkins going to speak on advance your career to the next level with AI. Professor Kai is going to speak on Assure Essentials with Professor Kai. Prolifics is going to speak on innovation as a service, and Ms. Curry is going to speak on workforce development program. But really, the most exciting thing for me is always the plenary. And what we're doing with this actually is that each plenary session, we're going to have an afternoon Thursday session back to back. So we have corporate gaming, Steam Sports, that's sponsored by State Farm and Steam Sports. Plenary by Cardinal Health. They're going to be doing Tech Frontiers, navigating the future of innovation, work in society, and Prolifics is going to do Open ATL Gen AI fan experience. So those, I really want to just share some of those exciting things that I really wanted to do it justice by just letting everyone know these are some of the exciting topics that we will have.
Absolutely.
It's funny because I've been on the committee, but y'all getting me excited. I'm not even just saying that, but there's really a lot in store this year.
Yes.
And you were saying, you were talking, I thought you were done. You saying that's Thursday.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, we have a packed agenda with a range of topics.
Yes, but another exciting thing is the judges, right? The judges will be meeting with whether they come. The judges we have a lot of great judges who will decide these young people's future in the high school computer competition, the IT showcase, the esports competition, and the STEAM Blitz competition. Those are the competitions that we will be having some exciting judges for. Mm-hmm.
And the pitch competition.
And the pitch competition, yes. Yes, the pitch competition.
The list goes on.
Man, there's so much in store.
Yes.
Man, you said everything from, I think I heard AI about 20 times in there. So if you've really been trying to figure out what is AI all about, how do you get your hands dirty with it? How do you learn how to use it responsibly? How do you take AI and let it start adding some efficiency to your life? Maybe you're trying to figure out how you can monetize some things to AI. There's a workshop for you here at this BDPA conference. So if you're not registered, go to conference.bdpa.org and make sure you get registered, because we're bringing the tools to you. It's all in one place. So we have a lot of people giving a lot of different perspectives on how to use that technology. But maybe AI isn't your thing. Well, hey, cool. We're talking about workforce development. We got people talking about the future of IT leadership. We got gaming. So there's a wide range of something of value for anybody, no matter who you are, what you're trying to do. So I love the lineup.
I think, Devin, just to piggyback on that, I think that's a great point, is that it all integrates, right? It's all a common thread through all of it. There's no industry, there's nothing going on out there that doesn't have technology in it, right? And these days doesn't have AI attached in some way or another. So
Right.
whether you are workforce development, whether you are gaming, whether you are in I don't know, food service or healthcare or any of those things, you are using these tools, and this is the place to come and learn about them and to get them and be able to leverage them. So great point.
Absolutely. Now we've talked about this career fair a few times, so let's go a little bit deeper there. What's in store? What can people expect at this year's career fair?
Some of the things that they can expect. The most important thing, you know, is the opportunity to network, the opportunity to mingle and to learn, right? Take advantage of everything that everyone has to offer. I think that is always the most exciting thing.
Yeah, and I love that part, because I would that's similar to what I was going to say, because unlike most, I'm in workforce development just as a foundationally, and so I have been to many, 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 many career fairs. And what's unique about BDPA's career fair every year, and this year in particular, is the interaction that, and when we say you're going to leave with something, you're really going to leave with something. Whether you leave with a new connection, whether you leave with a job, whether you leave with an internship, whether you leave with a new contact. You may, the people that we have in the career fair are going to, give you some insight. I mean, you may leave, at the very minimum, you'll leave with some insight on how to move forward in your career. And so, so the cool thing about BDPA's career fair is that you're going to get one of those 100 list of things. You may get a combination of them all, but attending and getting involved, it'll be definitely worth your time, and the experience is fantastic.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, the career fair is open to the community, right?
Yes.
That is correct. Yes, it is
Yeah.
open to the community, especially those in the IT industry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you're watching this, you're looking for a job, you're trying to get in IT, or somebody who's trying to figure out a career path in IT, definitely share this with them and share that conference.bdpa.org. Even if you can't afford to attend the full conference, you're able to access the career fair that Friday and Saturday. So make sure you tap in with that, take advantage of what's here for you. And I think I heard Judy say doing interviews on the spot and everything.
Yep.
So you can very well leave there with some life-changing information.
And it's
I'm so sorry. I wanted to mention that there are some college students that like, for example, North Carolina Central University, we partner with them, one of the chapters, Triangle chapters, and they mentioned a lot of their students were not able to come because of the school starting. And I said to them, look, please just gather their resumes and we will make sure to share them. And not only that, some of the sponsors even shared that they would like to do remote interviews. So if you do know someone that is in that situation, please not only share their resume, but we will make sure to get it to the sponsors. And they will probably, if they don't do it that weekend, they will definitely do it. They will really reach out and catch up, because that's the most important thing. Is the cream and crust of everything we do is behind giving those young people an opportunity to get internships and jobs.
Absolutely. And just kind of one other thing is that it's a great opportunity for B2B, right? So I mean, the business to business opportunity. If you are a business in the Atlanta area, you should come to the career fair. There's going to be talent there in those that are attending, but there are also going to be opportunities for you to connect with the sponsors that are there too. So get up on Saturday and come, or I'm sorry, which day is it? Friday or Saturday?
Friday and Saturday.
Friday
Yep,
and
you said it
Saturday.
right, Saturday.
Yeah, come on in and just come and introduce yourself, come and introduce your business, network. We want the room packed and buzzing. So so everybody's invited. And that's one of the unique things about BDPA's career fair, is that you don't have to necessarily be part of the conference to take part. So thanks for saying that.
Absolutely. And I remember a big pillar of Tim Brown's presidency. So our immediate past president, he always talked about supplier diversity and connecting people with contract opportunities with these different companies. He even had a small roundtable with some of the companies that were at the conference. So I love that you called out the B2B aspect. It goes back to what we talked about earlier, how BDPACon really positions our community to be creators. And be innovators in the space and not just consumers. So if you have a business and you're looking for contract opportunities and trying to partner with organizations, you have a service to offer. Maybe you're just not just trying to offer employment. Maybe you're trying to offer a service, or you have a partnership that's of value. There's room for you at the career fair. So come through. Trying to give you gems and trying to give you gems here. So y'all been talking about a lot of things this year. You briefly mentioned the MIMS Computer Museum. I want to hear more about that myself. So I always like to know just what are some of the new innovative things that are being done this year that makes this year's conference stand out from all the other ones before it.
One of the things that made this year innovative, is we had a national president that just took us to a different level. So, for example, with our national president, he came up with, having the computer museum. And I was like, you wait till this year to do that. And so that's one thing that we're doing. Another thing that's unique to this conference is we have some awesome sponsors, and one in particular, Prolifics. They are given the opportunity to. We normally have networking, and the networking activities for those, especially those that's just coming for the career fair. It's open to you as well. Just come to our networking activities, and one is at Hive's Restaurant. And they're going to do something for the site students. And that was very unique. And I thought that was totally awesome, right? So that is something that's new for the students, right? After they are, all day competing, they get to connect and be with each other during that. With that, we have the cyber view. That's something again that's totally new. Keith Scott and our national president, Perry Carter, they came and said, we're going to do this. They didn't even ask, right? Akil, they didn't even ask us. They just told us that they're going to do the cyber feud, and that's with National Cryptologic Foundation. So those are some of the things that we're doing that's it's just not usual. And last but not least is I think I mentioned the computer museum. We're looking not only to have the co-sipper receipt, but we are looking to have a fireside chat with the past national presidents, because it's been a long time since we've seen a lot of our past national presidents. Like see Norman Mays on the call. We have Yvette Graham. We have Dr. Craig Brown. Terry Morris. So those are some of the past that's, is coming back to just reunite. I think the last time we all reunited was one of the conferences where we actually was honoring another past national president, Wayne Hicks. So that is another thing that we're looking forward to as well.
I want to tap back into the MIMS, the MIMS Museum of Technology and Art, formerly known as the Computer Museum of America. Listen, I went for the walkthrough as we were preparing for this major event to happen there, and I was blown away. I was seeing stuff from that brought me back to 7th grade when the first apples were coming out in the classrooms. I went, all the way through to seeing, the huge IBM and other what they call the refrigerator computers. I don't know, but they were the huge thing. I mean, it'll take you through your history as it relates to technology, just walking through the place. And then we're going to bring the BDPA energy there, and it's going to be, a fantastic event. There's going to be refreshments, but it's going to be just this whole energy around tech and the history of tech. And it's a perfect place, to your point, Judy. Perry's idea about having it there, I think, was genius, because given that this is the 50th year, you can walk through that place and see all 50 years of tech happening, and where was BDPA at this point, and where was BDPA at that point. And then just, if we are tech people, if there are tech people coming, you're going to be amazed and have such a great time there. We are also providing transportation to get there. So you don't even have to worry about getting there. We're going to have, we already have transportation prepared for everybody to get there and get home safely. So you can just sit back and relax. You don't have to drive. You don't have to, let somebody else take care of that. And as far as the Hives restaurant and some of the other activities, we also have transportation on rotation going to those on Thursday. So it's going to be great. And there's some definite innovation that's happening this year. So great question.
I love to see it, and I want to ask an important question. You already touched on it, but I'll ask it anyhow. Because you can't have any conference. Well, I think one of the most important parts of any conference is the party. You gotta have a party. You get a bunch of tech people together. It's gonna be a party. I see Norman shaking his head down there. He knows what I'm talking about. So, so yeah, it's a party, man. It's BDPA. It's a family reunion. I love that energy every year because I've been to conferences where that's not really the case. It doesn't feel that way. But BDPA always feels like family when I'm there. I'm always leave energized. So no, we're gonna have these amazing sessions. We're gonna learn about AI and workforce development and innovation and tech, and we're gonna do all the competitions. But we're turning up too. So talk a little bit just about, and you talk about a little bit, but anything else you want to add just on the social opportunities for everybody to come to the conference to have some fun and engage, let your hair down a little bit, or let your scalp down if you ain't got no hair no more. Like Akil, just what are some of the opportunities to just have some fun and connect with people, in a safe environment?
It's funny. We used to we didn't say party back. So you could tell with the changing of time. We used to say we were connecting. So
right.
so
Networking
but
event.
so the most important thing is, like I said, we always open with our opening ceremony where everybody will get together and hear all the exciting things that's going to happen. We have the Prolifics, the networking Hives restaurant, right? That's also exciting as well. Molson Coors, thanks Milwaukee chapter will be to have their event as well. All of these things are all on the Hoover app that people can register for. And Hives, actually, we have two parts of the Hives event because the Hives events in the we have something for the young people, and then we're gonna let the young people go, and then the adults will get together, and and we mentioned the MIMS computer, the networking at the MIMS. While some people will be doing the code sip and repeat, some of people will be sipping more than coding, right? So those are some of the different things. But the most highlighted thing is the gala, right? We have a phenomenal speaker, and I got to give her a shout out, Dr. Jeanette James. I have a special passion for her because she and I were all at the board at the same MBOD table together, networking and everything. So the gala is our most, and that's how we ended all, recognizing our industry leaders and connecting and celebrating and saying cheering on those who will be getting competitions, scholarships, but also recognizing industry leaders.
And you can't have any of the parties without amazing music, right? So one of the things I'm super excited about is our host here, Devin Jenkins, getting on the ones and twos. Is it still ones and twos these days? I don't know. Maybe it's just a computer. I don't know. But however, it's going to be some great music and some great activity. And so if you like dancing, I'm sure that's going to be there. If you like just listening and grooving and vibing with the folks, then that's going to be there. But it's going to be a good time. And I've heard the brother get down, so the music is going to be fantastic.
Well, thanks for the plug. I wasn't even thinking about that today, but yeah, we're gonna do that too. So yeah, the vibes will be shared. So hey, wait, we have a little bit of time left. I want to make sure we give time to open the floor to any questions we have from the audience here today. I see one in the chat already, which I think we touched on a little bit, but we can go deeper there. So the first question I see in the chat, is will there be opportunities to have focused or fireside talks where our emerging tech leaders can ask questions in a safe space?
Most definitely. And that's the real purpose. So not only will we be having fireside chats at the Computer Museum, but we also have interviews people that will be, we have a media team that will be coming around to interview not only our young people, and the young people will be the beauty, again, the beauty of BDPA, intergenerational, right? These young leaders get to meet with C-suite individuals and to network and talk with them about some of the exciting things that they will have. So, and like you said, Dr. Peggis, it's a safe space for them to share their innovations and everything. So that's a great thing.
I have a follow-up question, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. I'm excited about year 50, and thank you for all the hard work you've been doing. I have been at several events where some of the young people signing up ahead, I know you've already done your programming, but they get headshots. So few of the young people are able to use any professional photos, whether it be on their LinkedIn or on their resume or wherever they need to have it. But I know sometimes there's a booth or an opportunity for them to get professional headshots, or at least some conversation around what that looks like. Is that something that's been considered or that BDP has ever done in the past?
To have someone do the professional headshots for the students,
Yes.
you know, that is a great question. I know we do have a photographer that will be there. Some of the students, especially the IT showcase, have to have a professional headshot for their topics and everything for their, as part of their poster board submission. But as far as the others, especially those that are in college, that would be a great thing to consider. So I'll definitely follow up on that great idea.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. And Stephanie, the current regional vice president for the South, Stephanie Gloucester, and she's also a candidate for the national president for BDPA. She said that headshots were done 3 years ago at the conference. So we definitely probably want to definitely go back and think about redoing that. Thanks for that idea.
Thanks for bringing that up. I forgot about that actually. I got a headshot that year, and I think about it, and I still use it. Yeah, no, that's great. No, we definitely have to talk about that one. What other questions do we have from the group today? I know our co-chair has laid it all out. We want to make sure we give everyone an opportunity. Questions or comments? I want to make sure no one's speaking on mute. And feel free to drop it in the chat if you can't come off mute. Is that George right here?
Devin,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'll jump in right quick. Yeah, I just want to congratulate Judy, Akil, and the entire conference planning committee. And that's right, Devin, you're on the committee too. They have worked so hard. And of course, Judy and Akil have led this committee, and they have done a phenomenal job with it. So I just want to say congratulations, and I look forward to seeing everybody in a couple weeks over in Atlanta.
Yeah, no,
Thank you. Thank you.
or just appreciate that. And Judy, we make sure we let people know when you come to the gala, make sure you wear your black tie, your black tie
Yes.
and your dresses and come extra fresh, because it's gonna be that kind of event. We're excited
Yep.
about that too.
And one of the other things I want to be excited about was recognizing our past national presidents. We and those and another thing, those who have put in so much work into the organization and has transitioned on. That's one of the things, unique things that we really want to make sure, because sometimes we don't know. We always get together every year, but sometimes we can forget to honor those who really pour their heart and been at the table to transition the organization forward. So that's one of the two things that we're trying to do is, let people see a lot more of not only of our past national presidents, have it out there, but also remembering those that, have gone on.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I'd like to make a comment very briefly to follow up on what George just said. I get excited listening to you guys talk about what's coming up, and I always get excited about BDPA. So kudos to all the work that you guys have put in and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the conference. I'm always still up here about BDPA. Good work, good work.
Bring 10 people with you, Norm.
Yeah, hey, got a crowd.
Norm is our latest and our historian right now, you know, with Wayne and Earl gone. He's our next historian. So we really want a lot of our young people to just show him as much love as we can, because he's out there. And also I want to give acknowledgement to Ina Malone. When I was passed, I was a national New York chapter president. It's people like her that will come out to support me and, do a lot of things. Her and George. And George is the founder for the New York chapter. So, when you're a chapter president, you're never alone. You always have those that you can lean on. And that's one of the great things about being in the organization.
It's the BDPA family.
Mm-hmm.
That it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judy.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a question in the chat. So I'll read it off. So for adults looking to transition into tech with experience in vibe coding and a couple of tech certification certificates of completion, will there be career opportunities for them? How should one come prepared for the career fair?
That's an excellent question. Number one, come on down to the career fair. But a great way to prepare, I think some tips: download the Hoover app. Do your homework on your sponsors, and check to see some of the opportunities that they may have and one of the things we're doing with the career fair. Those who are attending the career fair normally just do the career fair, but we want you to this a free networking event at Hives Restaurant. And there's a nominal fee to attend the computer MEMS, but come out to network and to learn about network with our sponsors, to learn about some of the opportunities that they have. And I think those are some of the things that I could think of. Akil, what do you?
Yeah, I would just add, I think in the kind of along the line of preparation, and this would be at our career fair, at any career fair, practice. Whether you're young and you're new to the workforce and you're just kind of trying to get in and get your feet wet, or you're a veteran and you're re-entering the workforce, or you're transitioning into other careers and other positions. It doesn't hurt to stand in front of the mirror and say and do a little spiel and to get your wording right and to get your flow together. People that are there to greet you and are from these sponsors and from these organizations, they're quite impressed with people who are prepared. And so I think, to Judy's point, I think that those are some really great ways to do that, and definitely tap in and see who we have there and do some research and see where that fits into your plan. That way you have some targeted approaches and you're ready to hit it and make the best out of the situation. So those are great ideas.
Yeah. And re-entry, because re-entry is true. And a lot of people that, changing careers. I'm one, I did change my careers. I've been in the IT field for close to 40 years. I started with COBOL programming in mainframes, doing things like RAM. So because technology is constantly changing, is to stay marketable, you stay on top of do your research on some of the technologies that you want to get into, and then use BDPA as the door to get to those sponsors. Because sometimes you submit yourself and you feel, well, because of age or whatever the thing is, but our conference gives those the opportunity to network directly with those sponsors to understand those doors.
Yeah, Dr. Begis, I was just agreeing with that, with your comment. I don't know why Judy started when she was 5 years old in tech, but we're here now, right?
Judy, can I make a few comments?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it would be great if people made sure that they brought both electronic copies and paper copies of their resume. I remember when we did a career fair back in New York back in the day. people ask for all kinds of ways to get your material. Make sure you bring business cards.
Yeah.
Absolutely bone up on the companies that will be at the career fair. When you stop by a booth to speak to someone, make sure you know some pertinent things about the company so that you can speak intelligently with them. Make sure you know what their IT is all about. It makes a big difference when you can see someone face to face and make that impact. So be prepared.
I think that's a great point. And then around the business cards, some of us, may not have the capacity to print a bunch of business cards, but there are a lot of outlets that you could use, a lot of platforms and apps that you can use to do digital business cards. And the cool thing about those is that you even get to, you can email it or text it directly to the person. And once you do that, their contact information is already in your contact. So there's you can definitely leverage those things, but definitely I love that, Ms. Malone, about the business cards and making sure you're prepared in that way.
I know we're right at time. I see a couple of questions here in the chat. One is around how many students have signed up to participate in the student IT competition this year. I'm assuming you're referring to the IT showcase. Are they both high school and college students, and do you have enough judges to serve this year?
I'm glad you asked that question. It's interesting. We have our judges for the pitch competition, IT showcase, and esports. We are looking for 3 more. We already have 10. I was going to reach out to you, Dr. Peckis, if you could be a judge for the HSCC, and Mr. Nixon, if you wouldn't mind being a judge for the HSCC. Just to give everyone an idea, again, thanks to our national president with his ingenious idea, we have 19 chapters that's involved with the sites competition. So that means I'm gonna break it down first by chapters. We have 9 chapters competing in the high school computer competition. We have 6 chapters competing in the esports gaming design, and we have 4 chapters competing in the STEAM Blitz. But when it comes to so that's just the chapters, and some of the teams have 4 to 5 individuals. So that's with that section. The IT showcase, there are about 15 individuals. I think she has all the judges that she needs. To break that down by, she has, I think, 8 college students and 5 or 6 high school students. So that's for the IT showcase. To break that down, we could break down the IT showcase high school and college because that's the categories that they have. I can't remember how many all the robotics is all college students, and that's it so far. And everybody, the other students that are not competing, they're participating in what's called the esports professional and the spatial growth. So, but to answer your question regarding the judges, we are in need of just 3 more for high school computer competition because they have so many chapters involved.
And to close us out, I think I see Naeem Akeem volunteered to be a judge, and I'm saying his name out loud, so we got evidence.
Okay. I'm gonna send it in. Somebody said Naeem.
So I can do it again. I was judged before.
Okay.
It wasn't last year, but a few times before that. So I can, if it's needed, I can hop in.
Awesome.
And definitely, before you close out, I just wanted to say one more thing, and this is just a kind of a huge invite across the board for everybody who is working with youth, everybody who's working with high school students, everybody who's working with displaced workers. We know there's a lot of those out there. Everybody's working with or connected to any of these communities. Come to BDPA, come to the conference. If you can't come to the conference, then definitely come to the career fair, but get involved. I mean, there are things, I'm involved with the Job Corps Information Technology Academy launch here in the Atlanta region. There are 5 different Job Corps centers that we have IT academies at, and we want those students to get involved with BDPA and those centers to get involved with BDPA. But across the board, there are so many things going on. There's a new workforce center being launched in Atlanta tomorrow. grand opening. So there are things that are happening, and believe me, I'm going, and I will be inviting everybody there to the BDPA conference. So it's just, I think just broadening our net for those that are, not necessarily officially in tech, but tech adjacent. They should all be coming too. So we want to make sure that we are that we're opening the door to everybody. And I know I felt welcome the moment I got involved with BDPA, and everybody that I have brought into the BDPA fold or told about BDPA has been excited about it. And, Devin, through the tech talks and everything else that we're doing, there's a whole kind of unique aspect out there that are interested in tech and know they use tech that should be involved in BDPA too. So just want to put that out there for everybody to see and hear. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have some chatter in the chat around potentially being judges. Dr. Kagisak says the HSCC judging is on Thursday or Friday. And Mr. Nixon said he was willing to be a judge if he can do it remotely, since he's not able to be in person. So
okay.
So I'll let you all follow up with them offline. And if you don't have their emails, I know I'll have it from the registration, so I'll get it to you. If you don't have it, just let me know. But thank you, everyone. We want to be respectful of your time. Yes. Ms. Nixon, who can you reach out to about the judge opportunities and workforce development support? Would that be a conference at BDPA.org? Is that a good one? I see you put that in the chat. BPM. There we go. BPM at BDPA.org. Mr. Nixon will get you what you need. So hey, conference.bdpa.org. Go register if you haven't already. Share this with somebody who needs to hear. Like I say, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, share with somebody who needs to be at the conference. Share with somebody who needs a job. Tell them to come to the career fair. Pull up the Hive Restaurant bar Thursday night. We got plenty of opportunities to connect with movers and shakers in the IT industry. That's one of the things I think makes BDPA conference unique from many of the other conferences you go to. The leaders, the speakers, the presenters, the sponsors, they are all very much accessible. You can speak to the highest person in the room and so on and so forth from there if you want to. So it's available, it's accessible. You just got to pull up and be in the room. So be in the room. Conference.bdpa.org, BDPACON25, August 13th through the 16th in Atlanta, Georgia, Westin Peachtree Plaza. We can't wait to see you there. Judy, Akil, any last thoughts from you before we wrap up today?
We'll see you there. Get there.
Definitely see you. Don't forget, download the Hoover app. To get any additional information. And please look, some people say, you know what, I really can't come. I can't afford it. If you have, especially those who are transitioning, if you have a resume, send it to vpmm@bdpa.org. I don't mind sharing it with a sponsor. But more important, if you know somebody in the Atlanta area, just tell them to just come on down. And if you go to conference.bdpa.org, there's something, whether you're going to support by checking out the workshop presenters, because they are phenomenal. So, come out to not only support them, but just know that we have something for everyone.
All right. Hey, well, until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. We'll see you in 12 days in Atlanta, Georgia, Westin Peachtree Plaza, BDPACON25. Can't wait to see you there. Y'all stay safe. See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.